Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited Live. It's Friday night instead of Friday morning. I know, it's a little weird, but if you saw the video we put out on Instagram, Facebook, our Facebook account, I said that I got caught up at my son's school, but I would be live for you guys tonight, and we're live now. Now, if you see this big old greenish, bluish, whatever color box you want to say at the bottom of your screen, you're like, what is that? What's Gawkbox? Well, we've partnered with Gawkbox, and what Gawkbox is, it's a way for you guys to donate to us. It doesn't cost you anything. It only takes a couple minutes of your time. What it is you go onto the website, gawkbox.com/PW Unlimited, and then there's a couple different things you can do. You can either watch a video, you can install an app on your phone, or there's other little things I believe as well. And what it is you guys take your time. Like I said, most of it takes a couple minutes. Some of the more strenuous, not even strenuous, but bigger things, bigger donation type things are going to take you longer. It's like install this game and then get to level 3. But there's some that's just install this app or watch this quick 30-second video. And what it is you watch the video or you install the app on your phone, and the sponsors and the people that are sponsored and partnered with Gawkbox then give that advertisement money to us. So it's a way for you guys to say, hey, we want to donate to Pro Wrestling Unlimited, but I don't have the money to donate. But yes, I may have a minute or two. Gawkbox actually reached out to me wanting to partner with me. They felt like that our community we have grown here is good, solid, big enough for something like this. And I want to show them that they weren't wrong in choosing us to partner with. So if you can go over to gawkbox.com/PW Unlimited, like I said, it only takes a few minutes and you can donate to us. Also, we have new t-shirts out. We have 3 new t-shirts. I don't know if you guys saw the funny little video we posted about the t-shirts we have out, but we have a new Team PWU shirt. We have a I'm a PWU guy shirt. And we also have just the new 2017 Pro Wrestling Unlimited logo. The link for the t-shirts are in the description below. And as always, if you're here in the live chat, you can always donate by hitting that super chat button right here on YouTube. But enough of that shameless promotion and plugging and trying to get money out of you guys. Let's talk wrestling. This past week was WrestleMania, and now, post-WrestleMania, we're getting a Superstar Shakeup. Let's first, before we get into the Superstar Shakeup, let's see who's here with us live in the chat. Let's see. Let me scroll to the top. We've got Alessandro Borbor, Hunter B, Michael Houston, Raphael Henderson, a lot of the regulars here. I always say this one wrong. EU Neo Soyu. I always botch that one, I think. Sagar Sawakar, Billy McClowski, Christian Barrio, Hoye Johnson, Supreme Breebree 3345, Christian Barron, Angelo Romeo, Joe Herman, Robert Cathy, Chauncey Bullock, Lewis WWE 77 or 777 fan. What's going on, guys? Let's see what you guys are talking about. I got Christian Barron. It says, is Simon Gotch really gone? Yes. Simon Gotch was released this week by the WWE. And from what I've been hearing, they've been looking for a reason and a way to get rid of him for a while. What's going on, Quentin Hollis? Jeff Johnson joining us in the chat here. Andres Sauceda. But yes, Simon Gotch is gone. Simon Gotch was released, and they want to push Aiden English. They want to push him as a singles. They want to go back to the gimmick he had early on in his career in NXT as far as being like an opera-style singer. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see what can come of that. I don't know exactly if it's going to get over. I feel like it's either going to get over big or it's going to tank. There's no middle ground with that gimmick. But let's see. Luke Clifton, what's going on? Sea Monster, Jaden Harvey. You guys are all coming out tonight. I love it. I love it. Alan Inc., Signature Kevin, Brividio 32298. What's going on, guys? All right. So if you guys didn't see, we brought back, well, I don't know how often I'm going to do it, but we brought back the What Do You Think segment this morning. And the question was, with The Undertaker retired, it's pretty much obvious he's going to go in the Hall of Fame either next year or the following year. But what is unknown is who could induct The Undertaker into the WWE Hall of Fame. So I asked you guys, and after this video, after we finish the live stream, then I'm going to go through the comments and I'm going to pick the top 6 to 10 responses on there on who you guys think and why that person should be inducting The Undertaker. I mean, you've got Kane, you've got Shawn Michaels was a big opponent of The Undertaker, you've got Triple H who was a big opponent of The Undertaker, you've got Vince McMahon who can always induct him, like Vince inducted Austin. So we're going to go letting you guys know that after we finish the live stream, then a little while, not too long after that, we'll put out part 2 of What Do You Think about The Undertaker and the Hall of Fame. I know a lot of you have been asking me recently. I see Jeff Johnson asking it. The Young Bucks and Jeff is actually asking Adam Cole. All we know right now is that Adam Cole's contract with Ring of Honor expires April 31st? Last day of April. He said that May 1st, he's good to talk to anybody he wants. So yeah, you can say, oh, well, he can be in WWE May 1st. Not really, because he would still need to come on to terms, agree to terms with WWE. He would need to do his physicals and medical testing. Like, he'll pass it all. There's no reason why he wouldn't, unless there's some underlying injury that he doesn't know about, like Shelton Benjamin. So we'll have to wait and see. No, Robert, Aiden English is not married to a McMahon. He's actually married to Saul Guerrero, the daughter of Vicky and Eddie Guerrero. Oh, Michael Houston. Yep, you and Jeff got it right. Brother Love could be a good one to induct. Yes, yes, yes. Old Bruce Pritchard himself induct The Undertaker, since he was the one that introduced us to The Undertaker many, many, many years ago. Sarah Smull says she's ready for the Superstar Shakeup, and we're going to talk about that. There's a lot of lists going around as far as who can be moved from Raw to SmackDown and from SmackDown to Raw, and you got to take some of them with a grain of salt, because a lot of these lists that I'm seeing have a lot of names on it. And if there was going to have 5, 6, 10 guys from each brand switching, they would call it a draft. But I feel like the reason they're calling it the Superstar Shakeup is because they're not moving that many guys. They're only going to move maybe 3 or 4 from each brand. That's just my thinking and from the things that I've heard. But I know there's some, like, let me pull up this one list really fast. Oh, Lord. Superstar Shakeup. There's one list that Wrestling News World has that says that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys coming to Raw from SmackDown, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 10 guys going from Raw to SmackDown, and that they might break up the New Day. I don't know if I believe that, but I do know that Wednesday, Vince had a huge meeting at the WWE headquarters with all the writers to figure out who officially they're going to move from Raw to SmackDown. And there's some guys like AJ Styles actually has 2 possibilities. As far as AJ goes, Vince really wants to put AJ on Raw. And with doing so, we can see AJ realign with Gallows and Anderson. Okay, cool. The club's back together. Awesome. They were great back in last summer and whatnot until the draft happened. But the other scenario that affects AJ Styles could see Gallows and Anderson moving over to SmackDown, AJ staying on SmackDown, and then they have the club on SmackDown. I said it in a video today that I think that's the better idea, because before the brand split, everything was Monday Night Raw. SmackDown was a secondary show. Most people didn't watch SmackDown, and all that really happened on SmackDown was like the extra stuff that they couldn't fit on Raw, or just, oh crap, we got a second show, let's throw random stuff over there. So when you think of AJ Styles in the club, yeah, we've seen that on Raw already. So why not bring it over to SmackDown, and then you have them on SmackDown into something new? Now, I know a lot of people are saying, well, move AJ to Raw and he can be a babyface. No, you don't need to do that. You keep AJ on SmackDown, and him and Bray can be the two top heels, and then Orton and Nakamura can be the two top babyfaces on SmackDown Live. Other names that I'm hearing that could be moving to SmackDown Live is the New Day. Now, there is a rumor. Take this how you want. Very, very big rumor. But there's a rumor going around that Vince wants to break up the New Day, kinda. He wants to keep Big E on Monday Night Raw and send Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston together as the New Day to SmackDown. I don't think that would work. I mean, if you're going to have the New Day at all, you got to be all three. Now, one thing you can do is you can have all three still together, but Big E chase like the IC or US title, and then you have Kofi and Xavier chasing the tag titles. It's different. You still keep them together. You can still have the great, the amazing New Day dynamic, and you go from there. But I think trying to split them up and still keep them as quote-unquote the New Day, even though it's only Xavier and Kofi, I don't know how well that would actually work. I know that when it comes to a lot of the gimmick stuff they do with the New Day, as far as like the anime and the video game references, a lot of that is just Kofi and Xavier, and Big E's there because he just finds it all funny, and he's great comedically. So I could see why they would say, okay, well, we'll just keep these two together. Let's see what you guys are talking about in this chat. All right. Joe Herman actually says Kofi is better on his own. Yeah, if you get Kofi from like 2000, when was it that he feuded with Orton? I'm not even sure. Oh man, that's like 2011, 12, when he feuded with Orton, and they had the NASCAR guys come in and he destroyed Orton's custom NASCAR. That's when Kofi was the best. That's when Kofi Kingston was at his best right there, that feud with Orton. But we never really saw Kofi. Yeah, he's been the IC champ. Yeah, he's been the US champ. But he never really got higher than that. Robert Cathy says, Brother Love can't induct Taker. He's employed by Impact. Hey, Taker ain't going to the Hall of Fame for at least a year. Who knows where Bruce Pritchard will be employed by then. And I don't even think he's exclusive to Impact. He's just working for him. Let's see. Eastern Pro Wrestling says, I hope AJ don't move to Raw. I don't want him to move either. Signature Kevin, Enzo, and Cass are losing a lot on Raw. Yeah, they're losing a lot of steam. But I don't think that you move Enzo and Cass to SmackDown. I don't know. Let's see. Michael Houston says, speaking of Shelton Benjamin, when will he finally make his SmackDown Live re-debut? That's unknown. I know he has been cleared to wrestle. He's been given the 100% okay. Now, I would assume WWE makes him redo all his physicals, and then they come to terms. So I would say if he is going to come back, probably won't be till May, maybe, which would sound about logical. Because I know when they found but when they found the shoulder injury last time, he didn't know about it. He said that he felt fine, but he got it fixed, and right before Mania weekend is when he got cleared. So like I said, if they're going to re-sign him, which they do want to, he wants to come back. He's going to have to, they'll probably remake him do the physicals and all the medical testing just to be safe because of what they found last time. So, let's see. What else are you guys saying? Alan Inc. says, what's going on with Shinsuke? Not known yet. Because of the way Shinsuke debuted, you would think maybe he's going to start something up with The Miz. But at the same time, Miz could move to Raw. So you would think, okay, who's Shinsuke going to feud with? It's very unknown. I mean, AJ Styles is there. You have Baron Corbin as a heel, but that's too low on the totem pole. Because Nakamura's there to fill the void that Cena's leaving. Because Cena's going to be gone filming one movie. He may actually be out long enough to film 2 movies. Could possibly miss SummerSlam. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly how long Cena's out. And that'll really... The longer Cena's out, or the longer they know Cena's going to be out, is really going to impact what they do on SmackDown as far as the main event picture. But... all right. Top 5 list. CC says Vince likes big guys. Yeah, he does. Why do you think they're pushing Braun Strowman so hard? Why do you think they love Roman Reigns? All right. Derek Boak is asking about Rusev. Yes, Lana actually did. We posted a video yesterday. It was late last night, so most of you might not have seen it. But Lana did a radio show interview. It was Busted Open Radio. She said that Rusev had his surgery. Rusev has been cleared to get back in the gym, lift weights. Remember, it's a shoulder injury. He's been cleared to get back in the gym to lift weights, and it could be about 2 to 4 months before he's back, or at least cleared to come back. Doesn't mean that he'll be back in 2 to 4 months. It just means that he could be cleared in 2 to 4 months if all goes according to plan. Gianni Di Benedetto, Nakamura versus Ziggler is the feud. No. Just because they did the dark match after SmackDown Live doesn't mean that's the feud, because they're both baby faces. And you would think Nakamura's first big feud on the main roster is going to be against a heel, since he's the baby face. Top 5 list. CC, what show was better, Raw or SmackDown Live this week? I think it's a tough one. It's a very tough one, because I think both shows had ups and both shows had downs. But I can't really pick which one was better. Like, most weeks I can pick, but this week was really, really hard. I mean, you may just have to give it to SmackDown because of the Nakamura return or debut and the Ty Dillinger debut. But that Nakamura debut, they put more into his entrance there, I feel like, than they did at TakeOver. Like, yeah, he had that big white sheet and he did the little dance behind it. You saw the silhouette and it dropped. That was cool. But to have the guy out there playing it on the violin, that was awesome. The Champ 39 is asking, Nakamura, WWE champion soon. I don't see it anytime soon. I mean, I could be wrong and they give it to him around SummerSlam. But I don't know. Jaden Harvey, what do you think they are doing with Ty Dillinger? It depends. Because when they re-signed Ty Dillinger and put him in NXT, there was never really a thought of, well, he's going to work NXT for a while and then he'll come to the main roster. No. He was a guy with experience in the company as far as knowing how WWE operates, because 6 years prior, he had been in WWE. He trained in OVW. He was a tag team with Cody Rhodes in OVW. Then when they did ECW, he was on that brand. So he was brought in to help these new guys learn the WWE style. Then he did the 10 gimmick and got it over so well that they had no choice but to bring him. Joe Herman says Ziggler is a heel now. Kinda. He does heelish things, but they flop and flip and switch around Ziggler so much, it's unknown. But I feel like if they're going to do something with Ty Dillinger, they should have him chase the IC title. Why not? Him and Ambrose can have good matches. I mean, War Hero 99, Nakamura for IC belt, maybe. Gianni, yeah, you're right there. Gianni Di Benedetto says Ziggler is a heel and it will give him a chance to be in a major match again, which is where Ziggler performs best and can have a great match with Shinsuke. True. But I mean, I guess it's just, to me, like I said, they flip-flopped so much on Ziggler and being a heel and a face and not knowing what they're doing with him from day to day, that it's just, he's falling through the cracks. He's somebody that I feel needs to pull a Zack Ryder and an Emma. Go back to NXT for about 6 months, have the people on the main roster, the fans, forget about you, and then come back strong. That's what I think they need to do with Dolph Ziggler. But then at the same time, they might be like, oh, we're sending you to NXT, but you're going to get paid like NXT guys. So, I don't know. Michael Houston, Dean Ambrose, Raw, maybe. No, because he's the IC champ. Unless they move Kevin Owens, which they're not. They could. See, the only way that works, Dean Ambrose to Raw, is if Kevin Owens comes to SmackDown. And right now, Kevin Owens is earmarked to defend that U.S. title at Payback in San Jose. And it's looking like it won't be Jericho, and it'll be slip. My mind's slipping. Finn Balor. So I don't know exactly. Yeah, if Dean Ambrose gets switched, they can't do that because he's an IC champ. But they did note that this is going to be a 2-day thing. So we're not going to know who's leaving. Here's my assumption. We're going to go to Raw on Monday, and we're going to say, Kurt comes out and says, you know what? So-and-so and so-and-so have moved over with the Superstar Shakeup. But we may not know who's leaving Raw until the next night on SmackDown when Daniel Bryan then comes out and says, hey, well, yes, we lost so-and-so and so-and-so, but with the Superstar Shakeup, we have gained so-and-so and so-and-so. So it's just, we don't know exactly how or when we're going to for sure find out who moves. It just sounds like we're going to find out who's new on Raw, and who's new on SmackDown. Now, if, say, for instance, Sami Zayn is going to SmackDown, do we see him on Raw? Maybe as a swerve. You just see him in a random match or backstage segment. Or maybe the guys that are moving for sure aren't going to be on Raw at all. We don't know. Gianni DiBenedetto, do you think if a champion is traded for a non-champ, the title could be vacant? I don't think they would do that. I mean, anything's possible. I'll say that. Anything is possible. Will they do it? I don't want to say that can happen. But, all right. Give me 1 second here, guys. Pulling up. Oh, I just lost. I had something. But yes, as far as the females, though, for the Superstar Shakeup, and WWE is also teasing this. Well, not really teasing it, but they put out a graphic saying that Charlotte's the top woman on Raw and Alexa Bliss is the top woman on SmackDown. And even though they're not champions, they're still considered top females. And what if they were switched? And those are two names I've heard. If you really look at it, Charlotte was pinned 2 nights in a row. She was pinned at Mania. Well, not pinned 2 nights in a row, but she was pinned at Mania. And then she was made to submit the next night on Raw. So you would think, oh, and then she got beat up by Nia. So then you would think, okay, she's either turning babyface, which I highly doubt, or she's getting traded. Alexa Bliss got tapped at Mania, and then she got beat that next Tuesday on SmackDown. So then you would think, okay, well, if they're beating her like this, move her to Raw. And maybe that's the plan. We don't know for sure. Like I said, all these names are names that are been talked about, but nothing's for sure. Because think about this. Vince likes to change things, not just day of, but in the middle of shows. Fastlane, for instance. Braun Strowman was supposed to win. And 45 minutes into that show, Vince says, let's give it to Roman. So, yeah, Vince can change his mind in the middle of Raw and say, never mind, AJ, don't go out there. You're staying on SmackDown. Or Sami Zayn be in line to go out for a match and be like, never mind, you're not facing so-and-so. Someone else is you're going to, Vince can do that. And Vince is known to do that. It's not unknown for Vince to change his mind at the last possible second. I mean, what was it? WrestleMania 25. Cody Rhodes was standing in gorilla position. His music was about to play. He was going to have a tag match. And then Vince says, we're running out of time. Cut the tag match. And Cody didn't get to wrestle on WrestleMania 25. So, I mean, it's not out of the realm that all these names, or not all these names, but some of these names we hear don't happen, or it gets changed last minute. So we'll see. Let's see what else you guys talked about. War Hero 99, Gail Kim to SmackDown. No. Gail Kim is not signed to Impact, but she said in multiple tweets that Impact's her home. That she loves the things that they've done in that company as far as with women. And she feels that the women's revolution was actually started with her and Awesome Kong. Which you can argue and say, yeah, maybe, because her and Awesome Kong were having amazing matches years ago. You got to remember, Gail Kim debuted in the WWE when they still had the original Women's Championship. Her first night in the company, there was a Battle Royal with a title on the line. She was a champ. Then she left, went to TNA, became the top woman there. The first, I think she was the first Knockouts champion. An amazing feud with with Awesome Kong. And it's one of those feuds where you don't say, oh yeah, that was a great woman's feud. No, that was just a great feud. Then she came back to WWE thinking, you know what? They're doing better things with women now. Let's see what they can do with me, what I can do there. And she wasn't used half to her way to her potential. So she went back to TNA. They made her a top female there again, and eventually, she got hurt. She took some time off, and she hasn't officially come back yet. Like I said, she's not signed to a contract, but she says that's her home, and that's where she wants to wrestle when she's ready to wrestle again. So Gail Kim coming back? No. Joe Herman, Jade, Velvet Sky to SmackDown. Jade, I haven't heard her name since she left TNA. Velvet Sky is doing a lot of indie stuff with Bubba, her boyfriend, Bully Ray. And I know I've been getting questions also about this women's tournament. A lot of you want to see Angelina Love. Ain't gonna happen. Her husband is... Which one of the Wolves is her husband? Angelina Love. Is it Eddie Edwards or Davey Richards? I think her husband's Davey Richards. Davey Richards. Well, they're both re-signed to Impact, so she ain't coming to the WWE Women's Tournament. Philip Stevenson, Beer Money in WWE? No. James Storm is actually broken off from the DCC, and he's going to be a singles, and they're going to push him. They're going to push him big. War Hero 99, Mike Bennett to NXT. There is interest. I think the two sides may have talked, but nothing has been made official yet. And if Bennett is coming, then Maria could come with, but I know right now Maria is looking to take some time off. She wants to go back to school, which she has returned to school. So Joe Herman says Tiffany Terrell versus Gail Kim was hardcore. It wasn't bad. She actually impressed a lot of people, Tiffany Terrell. She did way better in the feud she had with Gail Kim, more than anybody was expecting. Ori Opler, will Shinsuke go to Raw? Now here's the thing with that. I think Revival, Shinsuke, Dillinger, they should be safe where they're at right now because they just debuted. I don't think they would move them. I mean, it would be unexpected. But why wouldn't they have just put them on the brand they're going to be? I don't know. Chauncey Bullock, Aaliyah to Raw or Smack. Aaliyah can't even wrestle on NXT. You kidding me? What? Joe Herman. Lashley to Raw. First off, Lashley's the Impact World Champion. Second, he's under contract with Bellator. He wants to continue fighting, and WWE wouldn't let him fight. Plus, he's mad at people in WWE for a lot. He don't want to come back to WWE, Bobby Lashley. Signature Kevin, how long is EC3's contract? Unknown. I have no clue. Derek Boak, SmackDown Tag Team Division sucks. Very true. That's why they want the New Day over there. That's why they possibly move over Gallows and Anderson as well. Philip Stevenson, Savage Matt Hardy. What are you talking about? I haven't heard no Savage Matt Hardy. Right now, the Hardy Boys are just the Hardy Boys. I mean, Matt, if you saw Raw Talk, they talked to Matt and Jeff was like, man, this is invigorating. We're home. We're back in the WWE. This is where I've always wanted to be back at. I want to end my career here. This is great. We're the champs. Da-da-da-da-da. And then Matt was just like, we're home. We're the Hardy Boys. Well, we've grown up. Maybe we're the Hardy Men. This is wonderful. And Matt actually sent out a tweet saying that his condition may have been contained with the ovation that he received at WrestleMania for now. So I think he was alluding to, okay, we're the Hardy Boys right now. We're working on getting this broken thing settled. And we might be broken a little bit down the road. My issue is that if they wait too long, then this broken thing may not work in WWE. Sasha Banks says, Sasha Banks stay in Raw? Yes, because right now the plan is to do Sasha versus Bayley. Sasha turn heel and go after that title the Bayley holds. Philip Stevenson, should Kenny and Cody come to WWE? Cody Rhodes does not want to come to WWE. And Kenny Omega, I believe, signed a 1-year deal with New Japan that keeps him there till next February or March. But Cody Rhodes does not want to come back to WWE because he wants to be the modern day Dusty Rhodes. If you watch what Cody's doing on the Indies and over there in Japan and in the UK, he's doing the modern day Dusty Rhodes. He is what Dusty Rhodes could have been if Dusty Rhodes was essentially 30 years old now. Cody, when growing up, his dad was like a superhero to him. His dad was his idol, his hero. And he said it in many, many interviews. When I grow up, I want to be my father. And now he's doing things like his dad would have done. But he's just kind of, brought it up to the 21st century. Zero Gravity is saying, should Shield reunite? No, not if they're trying to push Roman Reigns as the top guy. No. War Hero 99, WWE should sign every single member of the Bullet Club except Cody. They're all under contract with New Japan, so you can't. I mean, the Bucks, they signed a new deal with ROH and New Japan December 2016, so essentially they're locked till December 2018. Couldn't come to WWE till 2019-ish. Then you got Guerrillas of Destiny. They're not going nowhere, I don't think. Fale's probably not going anywhere. Who else do you have in the Bullet Club? Hangman Page, he signed with Ring of Honor. Adam Cole, but we know his situation. Kenny Omega, we know his situation. So I don't think any of the guys in the Bullet Club other than Adam Cole are looking to leave. Ellsworth needs to go, Sarah Small. Sasha Banks says Carmella and Ellsworth to Raw. Now, Carmella's name has been floating around for the last couple of days about going to Raw, and that's just because fans, I haven't heard her name on actually come out of anything credible. What it is everyone wants her back with Enzo and Cass. And if WWE keeps up with how they usually are, they don't like boyfriend-girlfriends together, so they'll keep her on SmackDown if that's the case. Luke Clifton, do you think CM Punk will return? Now, just like Goldberg said, never say never, but that's one of those that's like 90% never. I'll give it that 10% because you never know what can happen, but that one's like an almost for sure. Daniel316 says, which brand should Drew McIntyre go to when he gets moved up? Right now, the plan isn't to move him up. Now, here's a little spoiler. Next week's Impact, Drew McIntyre, we all know Drew McIntyre is going to be on there. They played a graphic on this week's, not Impact, NXT. They played a graphic this week saying that Drew McIntyre is going to debut next week. He's going to have a match. Here's a spoiler. He's going to have a match with Oney Lorcan, then he wins. And then afterwards, he gets interviewed saying, you know what? I've been all over the world these last couple years. I've made myself into a big star. I could have gone to Raw. I could have gone to SmackDown. But I wanted to come here to NXT because that's where the competition is. And I want to be NXT champion. And right now, I think he's going to get an NXT title match in Brooklyn. Kivg Easy, do you do Impact Wrestling? What do you mean by that? Like, do I watch it? Do I review it? If that's what you're asking, I used to watch Impact all the time. Then they moved to Pop, and I don't get Pop. At least if I do, I don't know what channel it is, and I can't find it. So I can watch Impact here and there. I catch the clips on their YouTube, and I keep up with it. But as far as being able to watch the full show, no. Michael Houston, Cruiserweight Division to SmackDown Live. That would be smart. Just throw them all on to SmackDown, since they're already working SmackDown anyways, technically. Robert Cathy says Omega should stay far away from WWE. He would not be able to do all the things he's doing with New Japan. Philip Stevenson says, I think they reboot Broken Matt Hardy. If they do, they should get Wyatt to broke him. Okay, I can see where you're coming from. Andres Sauceda. Now the Undertaker retire, who will take his place as locker room leader? Well, you can't really... Jericho, but Jericho's leaving. And to be honest, Undertaker is only around once a year, technically. And when he's in the locker room, he ain't back there hanging out with the boys. So, I know Jericho's a locker room leader. Jericho's a guy that he looks out for everybody. Chris Gomez, do you think the women's tournament is going to be headed to SmackDown like the Cruiserweight? I don't know what's going on with that. As far as after it's done, I know that they are looking at bringing these 32 women in, having some of them work NXT because they need more women with experience and credibility in NXT. They could bring whoever wins to the main roster or the Final Four or however they want to do it to the main roster. They could give them their own show, but when would they film it? Film it on Raw, before Raw, where they usually film like main event? Maybe, but we'll see. Right now, it's unknown even who they're going to have in this tournament. They could have some of the girls that are still training at the Performance Center now, or it can be all girls that are not in WWE at all. Right now, we're just waiting to see exactly who they announce for this tournament. They want to do it they want to do it around mid to late summer is what I'm hearing. And we'll go from there. No, Sasha Banks is saying Kelly. No. I've been telling you guys this for months. At least 2 months. Kelly was only brought in to do a signing and access. Same with Eve Torres. Robert Cathy, is Mark Henry finally retiring? I believe so. Big Show said that Mania 33 was his last Mania. Billy McCloskey, 205, members need to be on both shows. No, they don't. They really don't need to be on both shows. Chauncey Bullock, you can watch the full TNA shows on YouTube. Okay. Supreme Bree 3345, I really wish that Vince could send Cesaro to SmackDown, but he's in a tag team with Sheamus. Yes, that is one that I would like to see happen, but not only is he in a tag team with Sheamus, but they're getting a title match, I want to say, at Payback. They are the number one contenders. They just haven't announced when they're going to get the match. I would assume Payback. Let's see. Chris Gomez says you could have the women's tournament on SmackDown. No. The women's tournament is going to be just like the Cruiserweight Classic. Or you're saying like the winner on SmackDown. Whoever loses first, second, third, or Raw. It's all unknown right now. Zero Gravity, John Cena on Raw. John Cena ain't going to be affected by the Superstar Shakeup one bit. Because John Cena doesn't want to... John Cena's going to get whatever he wants, and he wants to be on SmackDown. That's the gist of it. Sasha Banks, Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt. Okay, guys. If someone's got a title, I doubt they're moving. If someone's feuding with that champ, I doubt they're moving. If somebody is put in a spot where you can tell they're going to be pushed on a brand, I doubt they're moving. So all you guys asking, how about Randy? How about John? How about AJ? We don't know. We only know names that are possible that have been brought up behind the scenes. What's going on, franchise tags? Luke Clifton, do you collect WWE figures? I've thought about starting. It just takes too much money. $10 for a 3, 4, 5 year. Like you go to Walmart and most of the figures are $15-$20. Then they have $10 figures, but it's an old Damian Sandow or it's an old Cody Rhodes with the mustache. Or hell, I was at Walmart 3 days ago and they still had a CM Punk on the shelf. So Burvidio 32298. Here's a good question. What are your thoughts on the House of Horrors match? Now, we don't know what the House of Horrors match is, but if they came to me and said, we want to do a House of Horrors match, what would you suggest it be? One of two things. Either just a big old street fight or some sort of cage match with weapons. Kind of like we saw last year at Extreme Rules with Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho. Zero Gravity mid-card title shakeup. They could move both champions, but I really think they're doing something with Owens and Balor. And if that is the case, they can't move Kevin Owens. Because it's not like the Superstar Shakeup's taking place in May after Payback. No, it's taking place Monday and Tuesday. Sasha Banks, DIY should go to SmackDown. DIY, they're not on the list to come up right now, which I don't think they should. Yes, Sarah Small. Andrade Cien Almas. Elias Sampson is like 98% coming either Monday or Tuesday. I don't know what brand he's going to be on. And Andrade Cien Almas is on the list as far as one of the next guys to come up. But I'm not sure if he's going to come up this week or not. I know Wednesday when they filmed NXT for the month of April, he wrestled twice. I know he had, I forget who his first match was with, but he did have a match with Drew McIntyre. So he is working a couple more matches there. But at the same time, Ty Dillinger's working a cage match. And he's on SmackDown. And then he got his big send-off. So he could work those two matches, NXT TV, but still come up. So Almas is one name that's very likely. And the Drifter, Elias Sampson, is a name that is almost a guarantee. Robert Cathy, House of Horrors, Apocalypto, copy. Maybe they have Matt there, so maybe they can get some ideas from Matt. Let's see. Jeremiah Gray says AJ stay, but start a new club. Okay. Here's what I'm going to ask you, Jeremiah. With who on SmackDown could he start a club with? Who could he start a faction with on SmackDown that would be as legitimate as him, Gallows, and Anderson? That's my question I'm posing to you, Jeremiah. Andres Sauceda. Who be the first Paul Heyman girl? I don't know. They tease women online all the time. I'm going to be the first Paul Heyman girl. We don't know if that'll even never happen. Let's see. Luke Clifton, do you think Seth Rollins will be Universal Champion or World Heavyweight Champion? Well, no one's going to get that. I don't think anyone's getting that Universal title for a while. Brock's going to keep it maybe for a year. And then WrestleMania 34, lose it to Roman Reigns. That's the plan coming out of WrestleMania 33. Gianna De Benedetto, I doubt there will be call-ups this week. There will be. The Drifter it's like I said, 98% sure Elias Sampson will be either on Raw or SmackDown. I guess I would assume Raw, since SmackDown did get... Excuse me, goddamn people wanted to drive by fast. Anyways, the Drifter, it's almost a lock that the Drifter's coming up. Ahmed Mania, you saying that there's a rumor? I know what you're talking about. There's a rumor about Cena Roman WrestleMania 34. That's because WWE put it on their website. Things we want to see. I think it's like 4 things. I'll tell you right now. It was like 4 things we want to see at WrestleMania 34. WWE.com. They're not going to tell you Brock versus Roman, especially if that's the plan. And they're also not going to say it because we've already seen it. I'll tell you right now what this is. Let's see. Do some investigation. It's a Corey Graves video. All right. Jaden Harvey, cover Superstar WWE 2K18. It's a tough one because I was thinking Kurt Angle, but now that Kurt's in the WWE, maybe not. Hard to say. Roman? Sasha Banks says Becky Lynch to Raw. Could happen, but I don't see it. Because Becky is someone that is really helping keep the women's division on SmackDown legit. So I don't think they move her. All right. Chris Gomez says, honestly, I like the idea of a buried alive between Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. That'd be cool. Dark Elixir again asking about cover star for 2K18. Really, it's unknown. Oh, Lord. So, in this 4 things WWE.com wants to see at WrestleMania 34. First one is Stephanie wrestling. You already know after that. This shit's not even... No. Then the second one is Roman and Cena. This is the second one. Jeremiah Gray. Well, if you look at... okay, you're asking about AJ getting a push. If you look at advertising for house shows towards the end of April, they're actually doing triple threats for the title, AJ, Bray, Orton. Okay, War Hero 99. Redragon, no. Because, yes, Kyle O'Reilly could be coming to WWE, but not Bobby Fish. Okay, so the third thing they have on this list on WWE.com is they want to see the Universal Champ versus the World Heavyweight Champ at WrestleMania, just like we saw with Hogan Warrior IC versus IC versus WWE Champion. Henry Danger, do you think As a Horrors match will be a pre-recorded match? It can be if they want to do it on location in like an actual house, spooky house, but for a pay-per-view, I don't even know what show it's pay-per-view is going to be. What's the next? Sasha Banks says Pete Dunne to Raw. No, guys. Now you're just throwing out random names. All right. Oh, and then the final thing on this 4 things we want to see at WrestleMania 34 is somebody from the Attitude Era make a return and wrestle. So it's not even halfway legit. Authors of Pain been brought up to be called up. Authors of Pain are the tag champs. They're not coming up. They're not even close to being ready to come up. Yes, Billy McCloskey. It's what I'm saying. House of Horrors, Monsters Ball, a hardcore street fight. Signature Kevin, Baron Corbin versus Braun Strowman. If Strowman goes to SmackDown to 3 stages, no. Those 2 guys working on 3 stages of hell, no. That match would die a horrible death. Supreme Breed 3345. Who could feud with the club if they were on SmackDown Live? Well, it depends on where they're pushing AJ. If they're pushing him to the top, and Bray maybe gets the title back, club versus the Wyatts. No. Philip Stevens is Abyss in WWE? No. He is way too happy being in Impact, being with Crazy Steve and Rosemary, the Decay. You guys are crazy tonight. You're throwing out random ass names. Josh Barnett to SmackDown. No. First off, no. There's no first off. Jeremiah Gray, should NXT be live? No. NXT is developmental. Guys mess up. They need to retape things. I've never been to an NXT taping because they're all in Florida, but I've heard that they retape things a lot. Jaden Harvey, when did DIY come up? Not for a while. I think they need to stay in NXT, help, because they can't bring all the good tag teams up at once. They brought the Revival up. Okay, cool. Don't bring any more tag teams up. Like when we had the draft, they brought 1 tag team up. Don't bring any more tag teams up. There's a limited amounts of tag teams in NXT as there are. So, Chris Gomez, if you were in charge of Raw or SmackDown, who would you get in the Superstar Shakeup? Would you get a tag team, some women? Well, yeah, they're going to move one or two tag teams from one tag team from each brand. They're going to move a woman, at least one woman, and then they're going to move a couple males. What? Henry Danger, can you buy me tickets to WrestleMania 34? I can't even afford to get my own tickets to WrestleMania 34. Think I could buy you tickets? You guys are off the rails tonight. Tell you what. Supreme Breed 3345. They need to have SmackDown versus Raw 2K18 GM mode. That would be awesome. Skycrafter Mikey, do you think the Revival was ready to be called up? Way more than ready to be called up. They should have been called up. They should have been called up after NXT TakeOver Toronto when they lost the titles. Like, they lost the title match. Yeah. Alexa Bliss to Raw, hearing the name would be perfectly fine. No, they can do anything they want. I-Zero, is that how you say it? They can do whatever they want in the game. They could bring back GM mode, but I think they feel like Universe mode is their GM mode. No, Zero Gravity. They're not switching the GMs. Signature Kevin says, "Do you see Ellsworth smacked? Did you see Ellsworth smacked Breeze's apple?" That was funny. No, I did not see that. I have no clue what you're talking about there. Champ 39. Rock versus... No. Because Brock Lesnar will... It's 95% Brock's going to face Roman at WrestleMania. Sasha Banks. Emma to SmackDown or stay on Raw. Now, that's one that I can see happening and being a good idea. Because you've been pushing Emma for Raw for so long that you had to bring her back on Raw. Even if their plan was, now that she's not Emelina, let's put her on SmackDown. Well, they debuted her last week, re-debuted her. Now you can throw her over to SmackDown with the Shakeup. That would be perfect idea. I love that idea. Move both Charlotte and Emma. Put them both on SmackDown. And bring over from SmackDown Alexa Bliss and Carmella. Supreme Breed 3345. Will Asuka lose her title? TakeOver. Brooklyn. Unknown. I don't know what they're trying to do with Asuka now. Like, she's beat everybody. Everybody. She beat Ember Moon. Philip Stevenson, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian maybe going to WWE. No, Frankie Kazarian. I don't know about him, but I know Daniels is a damn champion. Gianna De Benedetto. I think Alexa will fall through the cracks if brought to Raw. Any of them women that they bring over to Raw from SmackDown are going to fall through the cracks unless it's Carmella. And the only reason she wouldn't is if they put her with Enzo and Cass. No, Mike Pellegrini. Asuka is not coming to the main roster anytime soon. Yes. I-Zero. Roman versus Brock. Luke Clifton. Do you want to see AJ versus Nakamura? Yes. Did you see their stuff in Japan? Wrestle Kingdom 16. Amazing match. Amazing match for the IC title in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Dana Brooke to SmackDown. Could work. Could see it since they want her to be a babyface, but yeah, I could see that work. Billy McCloskey, Daniel Bryan, New Japan Pro Wrestling when his WWE contract is up. First, he's got to get out of that contract. Then we can talk about where he can go if he still wants to wrestle in a year and a half. You got to think about that. Remember, he's going to be a dad this month. I think his baby's due. His priorities can change in the next year to year and a half by the time he's out of WWE. Signature Kevin, where's Apollo Crews? I've been asking that same question. I have no clue. We saw him at Elimination Chamber, and then he just disappeared. Well, we saw him the SmackDown after, maybe, and that was it. Morrison can't come to WWE. He's tied in with I0's asking John Morrison teaming with The Miz again. First off, it wouldn't work for The Miz's character. And second, he's tied in with Lucha Underground. Gianna De Benedetto. Yes, Tyler Breeze is somebody I think they should send back to NXT. Him and Dolph Ziggler. Go back down there for 6 months. Rebrand them. Not even rebrand them. Just get them hot again. Yes. You guys are asking about John Morrison. He's locked in for I don't know how many seasons with Lucha Underground, but he's locked in for quite a few, like 4, 5, 6 maybe. And he can't come till well after they're done. Daniel 316, Kalisto to Raw. They could, and then put him in the Cruiserweight division. Ahmed Mania, do you see Miz becoming WWE World Champion? I wouldn't be against it. I honestly would not, especially with the momentum that he has right now coming off of Mania. Yes, he lost, but I feel like he did more for himself losing to Cena because of the promos and all that than if, say, he would have had a match with Dean Ambrose and won, or Baron Corbin and won. Are we talking about I0 says he's talked about working with WWE. You're talking about Morrison talked about working with WWE? Because, I mean, he can say all he wants to come back. But if he's locked in with Lucha Underground, he can't come back. So, all right, guys, we hit that 1 hour mark. Awesome, awesome. Gives me another opportunity to say, hey, if you want to help us out here on Pro Wrestling Unlimited, it's a couple different ways you can do it. First off, if you're here on the live stream, you can hit that super chat button, donate. You can go to our TeePublic store and get our t-shirts. We actually have 3 new t-shirts we debuted last weekend. You can go to GoFundMe.com/helpupgradepwu where you can donate. You can also go to Gawkbox, who we have just recently partnered with. Gawkbox.com/PWUnlimited. It is totally free. Only takes a couple minutes for you guys. Watch one of the videos or download one of the apps they have sponsored on their website, and then we get donations based off of how you interact with the Gawkbox webpage. Like I said, that one is totally free for you guys. Only takes a couple minutes, and it's, I think, better if you do it on your cell phone, on an Android or an iPhone, and it's free, and we get donated to, and you don't have to take any money out of your pocket. Just a minute or two out of your day, depending on which way you want to interact with their website. I'd appreciate anything you guys do. Donating here on the live stream, buying a shirt, donating on the GoFundMe, donating on the Gawkbox. Hey, I appreciate anything you guys do to help us out. All right, let's see. Yes, Signature Kevin. Morrison's been under contract with Lucha Underground for 7 seasons. I believe it's 7, yes. Some are actually going on record now saying it's only 5 or 6, but originally they were saying 7. Asking about Rebby. Rebby's pregnant. Can't fly to all these different shows. And they brought in the Hardys, and they only wanted the Hardys. They didn't want Senor Benjamin, King Maxwell, and Queen Rebecca. Especially if they're not doing the broken gimmick. It doesn't work. Why bring them all in? Supreme Bree says that they need to just keep Miz on SmackDown. Derek Boak, good question. How long is AJ's contract? AJ signed January 2016, and if what I was told was correct, he signed a 3-year deal. So that would mean that his current contract would expire 2016, 17. Let's see, 16 to 17, 17 to 18, 2019. Jaden Harvey. Favorite WrestleMania set? Ooh, it's a good one. I liked WrestleMania 17 as far as being in like a domed arena. That was just big, simple, but cool. This year's Mania set was amazing looking. I know the WrestleMania 29 and 31 sets were pretty similar. Very, very, very simplistic. I was at WrestleMania 31, and that set was really just one big video. Well, it was two big video boards and then video screen letters that said WrestleMania. But really, for a stadium, this year's Mania, and for an indoor, it's a tie between WrestleMania 17 and 30. No. Luke Crifton is asking, do you think Finn Balor will change brands? No. Forever Blessed, do you think Kelly will return? No. Oh, Jose Soto, you have no clue what's going on. Melina and Morrison to SmackDown? Those two can't stand each other. Melina posted pictures of Morrison's Viagra pills online after they broke up. Whew, that shit went crazy. Henry Danger, have any predictions on where Mania 35 will be? It's a very good question. I want them to come back to California. If you think about it, they were in New Orleans for WrestleMania 30. Then they came to California for WrestleMania 31. So why not they go New Orleans, California? Do it. I think they're waiting for California. They loved WrestleMania 31 as far as being in the Bay Area in California. They loved it. But I have heard that they're waiting to see on the new stadium they're building in Los Angeles for the Rams and the Chargers. And so that could be why when we get the next WrestleMania in California. I know Philadelphia has been pushing very hard to get a WrestleMania. I know Atlanta, I think they're getting a new stadium. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is Atlanta getting a new stadium built? They're getting a new Superdome, Mercedes Superdome. I know Minneapolis wants Mania. No, Minnesota. Ahmed Mania said Minnesota wants Mania, not Minneapolis. So there's always multiple places that want to do it. Denver could work. I mean, anywhere that's got an NFL stadium can work. It's just, what are they going to offer the WWE that's a sweeter deal than, say it comes down to Atlanta, Minnesota, Denver. What is Denver going to offer WWE that the other two can't? That's really what it's going to come down to. Billy McCloskey, Luke, stay SmackDown Live or go to Raw and get a push. I think he's staying on SmackDown Live. And I think eventually he's just going to join back with the Wyatts. Okay, here's a good one. I've talked about this before, and I'll talk about it again. Jacques Amaziel, what about taking Mania global? Now, if your question is doing Mania outside of the United States, they can do it in Canada. But anything farther than that, like the UK, ain't going to happen. Because if you think about it, yes, you can say, well, people fly in from all over the world for WrestleMania. Yeah, they fly to the United States. But WWE's feeling, and I feel like this is 100% what you should be thinking. Okay, so about between 50 and 75% of the audience for Mania all come from Canada and the United States. Then the rest all fly in from other countries. So if you're thinking more than 50% are coming from the United States, we're cheaps. We're cheapskates here in the United States. We're not going to want to fly to Australia or the UK or Germany for a WrestleMania. No. So with that thought process, with that kind of thinking, WWE is not going to say they want to run WrestleMania at Wembley Stadium. they're not going to do it because they're going to have the fear of, okay, all these people from Germany and Japan and Australia and China, and they're all going to fly in to Wembley. Okay, cool. But if, say, 75% of your normal WrestleMania audience comes from the United States, you ain't getting that many people flying from the United States. We're cheapskates here in the United States. So, Kev Easy, SummerSlam in Virginia. No. They really like doing SummerSlam in Brooklyn and Los Angeles because they call it like the big party, summer party. And you can do that in LA because of Hollywood, and you can do that in New York because of, it's New York. So I know at least this year and next they're still supposed to be in Brooklyn. Yes, Toronto could work for a WrestleMania. That could very well work. They've done, what was it, WrestleMania 18. Hogan Rock, Toronto. The Sky Dome. No, WrestleMania will never be in the Tokyo Dome. I get that question all the time. No, Sasha Banks. Brie Bella is not returning for SummerSlam this year. She's only going to be like, let's see, SummerSlam's in August, April, May, June, July. August. She's going to be like 3-4 months out of pregnancy. No. Especially if Nikki's not even around. No. WrestleMania can't go to Japan. That doesn't matter. That's like saying New Japan can't come to the United States. They're running 2 sold-out shows in June in Los Angeles, Long Beach, which I'm still mad I couldn't get tickets to. They sold out in 15 minutes. And I was sitting online trying to get tickets to the damn New Japan show here in California. Man, I'm so... Anyways. Supreme Bree 3345. They need to have live Raw or SmackDown in Idaho since I don't know about that. You can say, oh, I want live SmackDown or Raw in my town. Okay. Everybody can say that. It's just, I don't know why they do some and don't do others. Yes. Now, Jock, I'm not saying that everybody from the United States wouldn't fly, but I'm saying that most from the United States wouldn't fly overseas, and that's WWE's thinking on this. Toronto will be perfect to host another Mania. There's literally a large convention center that's a 5-minute walk from either stadium. Very true. Okay, I'm not saying fans won't, but I'm saying that more fans won't than will. So I could have to make you stub up for tickets. Yeah, I could. But the thing is, from what I've heard, there's not many tickets on StubHub, and they're going to go for like ridiculous amounts of money because how cheap they actually were on the original like sale price. Yes, SmackDown will be in Boston on Tuesday. I'll be at SmackDown Live in Fresno on May. Let me pull up the calendar. Just make sure I give you guys the right date. If any of you are going to SmackDown in Fresno, California, May 2nd? May 2nd, I'll be there if you all want to meet up. SmackDown in Fresno, May 2nd at the Save Mart Center. It's actually the first live show we've had here in Fresno. God. Since the SmackDown... Well, not even. No. Okay. Now, when people complain, oh, well, my town hasn't had a live taping in a long time, or even a taping in a long time. I don't know, last time. The last Raw that was here in Fresno was right before the first... What was it? Right before WrestleMania 27. Undertaker, Triple H came out. They set up their match. Didn't say a word. Boom. Bada boom. Okay. So that was the last time we had Raw here in Fresno. Then the last time we had SmackDown taped in Fresno was the SmackDown after WrestleMania 31. So I'm going to SmackDown on May 2nd. That's going to be the first actual live show here in Fresno since, we're almost 10 years. Robert Cathy, why travel? What do you? I got the network. Exactly. Daniel 316, do you think the cruiserweight should be changed to 235? No. I think 205 is perfect. Impact Stevenson, should Cody Hall go to Impact or WWE? To be honest, I don't know what he's doing right now. I think he's working Noah, last I heard. But yeah, he's just in Japan trying to gain experience right now. I know he did get hurt in New Japan a while back, but why is WrestleMania 34 going back to the same location? Because they got offered a very good deal. That's why they're going back to the same location. I mean, you can't say anything other than they liked it when they were in New Orleans the first time. Well, the last time. I think it was the first time they did Mania in New Orleans, but they really liked it. And the city offered them something they just couldn't, get offered. What's the word I'm saying? I don't want to say. Other cities that were trying to get WrestleMania 34 couldn't match the offer they got from New Orleans. That's what it all comes down to. Raw's coming back to Grand Rapids for the first time in 4 years. My dad's trying to convince me to go. A live taping? I've been to, I don't know how many house shows. I've been to SmackDown tapings 3 or 4 times. I've been to WrestleMania. I've never been to a Raw. And other than Mania, when I go to SmackDown on the 2nd, that's going to be my first actual live taping other than Mania. So, instead of WrestleMania in a dome, why don't they do it in a basketball? What? In a basketball court? The NASCAR, yes, if they do it at Bristol Motor Speedway, that'd be perfect. They showed that Bristol Motor Speedway works for something like that when they did the college football game. But what do you mean by basketball court? Like NBA? Those are all done in regular arenas that are way too small for Mania. But yes, you go to, say, Bristol Motor Speedway, NASCAR racetrack, you can easily 100,000 people. Sarah Small says she wants to go to New Orleans. Go for it. In the next 5 years, do you see Raw and SmackDown on WWE Network? I don't know, Billy. He's asking, in the next 5 years, do I see SmackDown and Raw on the network instead of TV? I doubt it. Maybe. Okay, I was actually talking to somebody about this just yesterday. Here's the thing. I don't know the exact number, but they get hundreds of thousands of dollars to have Raw and SmackDown on the USA Network every year. If they were to move that from USA Network to the WWE Network, they're going to lose out on all that money because they ain't making that money on the network. No. And that's like their biggest income. Their biggest revenue stream is from TV. So could in 2019, when their TV contract comes up with USA Network, could they get a new contract with either USA or somewhere else that says, okay, we won't run Raw and SmackDown live on the WWE Network, but we want to be able to put it on the network quicker than 30 days. Could that happen? Yes. Do I see them not being on TV and only the network? No. Sarah Small says, I want to move to Texas. I love it. I love Texas too. I was actually stationed in Texas for 3.5 years in the military. My wife's family is from Texas, and she's actually in Texas right now visiting family. No, Henry Danger, I will not give you my network password. It is $9.99. It does not cost that much, and if you really want, WWE's always giving away free trials. Oh, yeah. hypothetically, this is a hypothetical question. Jeremiah Gray says, if AJ's contract was done in 2 months, do you think they would re-sign him? For sure. When his contract expires in 2019, I said, they'll try to re-sign him. Frankie J. Payne, I'm from New Zealand. Well, welcome here from California. Forever Blessed. Do you want a diva return, yes or no? Depends on who. WWE on ESPN? I think it's more likely to go to Fox Sports if they were to go to one of those kinds of channels. Because ESPN is downsizing a lot right now. But we still got years. Why not? Henry Danger, what was your issue with trying to sign up for the network? Robert Cathy, we can go half on it. Go for it. Philip Stevenson, Joey Ryan should go to Impact or WWE. I'm pretty sure Joey Ryan is under contract with Lucha Underground. Signature Kevin, did you hear UK is going to have their own show, and do you think it's going to be popular than 205 Live? Now, we've known since before the UK tournament the UK was getting their own show. That was the whole reason for the UK tournament. But they are now announcing stuff. So yes, I think it could be more popular than 205 Live. That's for sure. Because I think the crowds will be better. And I think that because the crowds are better, the matches will be better. Money Me 17 says, Melina Victoria, WWE return would be cool to see. Could be, but I don't know how much wrestling either woman wants to do anymore. Ahmed Mania, I'm the only Somalian person who watches you. Could be. I'd have to check my analytics, but could be. Sasha Banks, Prince Puma should come to WWE. He's got to finish up his Lucha Underground and New Japan Pro Wrestling stuff. Supreme Brewery, that's the next move. They've got the UK. Next move I'm hearing is Mexico. They want to do a Mexico tournament with the Mexico show. Victor Castillo, how do you feel about an Evan Bourne return? Be good. I don't think he wants to come back, but... Chauncey Bullock, why you not in the war? What war? What are you talking about? Alfred Pont says, any news on Mike Bennett, Maria, Mia Yim? Nothing on Mia Yim. As far as Mike Bennett, I know both sides are interested. And I think both sides have had conversations, but I don't know where those conversations actually have gone. No, Frankie J. I would not split the Hardy Boys up. Ahmed Mania, where's Liv Morgan? Working developmental. Derek Boak, I want the brand split to end. What about you? I think the brand split's actually been good, to be honest. Like, you got guys like The Miz and AJ and Baron Corbin, Dean Ambrose that would have just gotten so-so pushes. Yeah, I'm saying AJ Styles would have got a so-so push without the brand split. So, Money Me says Mia Yim would be a perfect fit in Ring of Honor. Woman of Honor. Woman of Honor. Any news on Velvet Sky? Yeah, she's doing indie stuff with Bully Ray, her boyfriend, Bubba Ray Dudley. I know they have a show coming up. I don't know exactly where it's at, but they do have a show coming up together. It is a benefit show. It is a charity show, I think it is, for animals. I know Joe Cronin's been pushing that a lot. So if you want to know about her show she's doing with her boyfriend, Bubba Ray or Bully Ray, coming up here soon, go check out Joe's channel. He's been pushing it hard. Jose Soto, thank you for the thank you. DeAndre Dukes, how brokenhearted were you when you saw The Undertaker lay down his stuff in the ring? I'm not going to lie. My feelers got hurt. Like, I was feeling it, and I almost started tearing up. Like, I may have and just not realized it. But, I mean, I've been watching The Undertaker my whole life. Ever since, I can't say my whole life because I've been watching wrestling my whole life. I got into wrestling in 98. Undertaker was already a staple. So, yeah, I've been watching Undertaker as long as I've been watching wrestling. DeAndre Sosita, do you think Moose will ever come to WWE? Yes. They wanted to sign Moose before he went to Impact, but he had some background issues that they didn't want to deal with. Any news on Neville's next challenger? Yes, Austin Aries. If you saw 205 Live, Austin Aries won a number 1 contenders match. No, Deuce and Domino never need to be back together ever again. They were horrible. Frankie J. Payne thinks that American Alpha could be going to Raw with a Superstar Shakeup. That's one I haven't heard anybody even recommend, and I don't think they should, because that would just be taking a credible team away from SmackDown, and they need to keep credible teams. Whoop. Excuse me. All right. Robert Cathy, did you enjoy your birthday the other day? Yes, I did. Thank you for the birthday wish. You never know. Okay, Jock Amazal says, I may be alone, but I think Taker's actions were a trick. It's not a trick. He thinks he's retired. But does that mean Vince can't convince him to wrestle again next year? He can. But as of right now, he doesn't want to. He's done. He's too beat up. He's got multiple surgeries he needs. And he's just been pushing them off. Native Star, love you too. Frankie J. Payne, do you think Magnus will ever come to WWE? Not anytime soon, because he just re-signed with Impact. And he's going to be working the ITV World of Sport shows for Impact with their partnership. Daniel316, thank you for the late birthday wish. Billy McCloskey, is Paige basically done with WWE, or do you see her wrestling with them again? I don't know about her wrestling. Maybe. But I know they're going to keep her under their banner till those movies done and out and finished. Ahmed Mania is American. I'm not even going to justify that. Yes, Chris Gomez. Any news on Jim Ross? Jim Ross actually did an interview where he said he is doing 30 to 40 dates for WWE. Alfred Ponce, thank you for the late birthday wish. I0, Cena's got 2 movies to film. That's why he's gone. Derek Boak says, didn't know you were in the military. Thank you for your service. And I love PWU. Well, thank you for loving PWU. And thank you for the thank you. Yes, I was in the military from August 2010 till, I was active duty from August 2010 to October 2013. And now I'm reserve. My contract with the military actually expires. I'll be fully out in 2018. Native Stars, Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole coming to WWE. They are both possible. They both want to come to WWE. Well, we're not sure about Adam Cole. I think they actually started talks with Kyle O'Reilly, but something happened where they talked to Kyle O'Reilly too early, and Ring of Honor sent them some sort of "you better stop it" letter. So I don't know what's going on with Kyle O'Reilly now, but like I've said before, Adam Cole, he is likely, very, very likely. Ahmed Mania, I just trolled you. What do you mean by that? Like, trolled me how? Supreme Breeby, thank you for the late birthday wish. Andreas, Moro has not been officially released, but I think it's in due time. He's removed any signs of WWE from his Twitter, and they've removed any signs of Moro. Actually, let me check something. really like doing these shows at night because I'm not time restricted. When I do the shows on Friday morning, I'm time restricted because I have to get my kids from school. My daughter's in preschool, so she's only in for 3 hours. But I like being able to just keep talking. Doing the show at night, like when we do the after pay-per-view shows, where we can just keep talking. I actually have a question for you guys. Serious question. So we do these hour shows once a week on Fridays. And the numbers aren't what I want, the views. But then we did that Mania, Post-Mania show, and I had like over 5,000 views. My question is, our short videos are 1, 2, 3-minute videos. Great numbers. You guys are watching every video. But is it because they're short? And are you guys not watching these podcast-style long videos because they're too long? And if that's the case, is it because of YouTube? Are you guys not watching the longer videos because you have to stay? I've heard a couple people have told me this. I want to listen to all your podcast-style videos, your longer ones, but I don't want to have to stay on the YouTube app if I'm on my phone. People want to be able to listen, but do other things on their phone. Is that what some of you guys are experiencing as well? Let me know. I just turned 28. Philip Stevenson, should Carlito come back? He could. I've always loved Carlito, Caribbean Cool. I mean, first night on SmackDown, U.S. champ. Comes to Raw. First night on Raw, IC champ. Frankie J. Payne, thank you for subscribing. Jeremiah Gray said YouTube. So that's the reason you guys wouldn't watch the longer ones, longer videos, because you have to stay in the YouTube app? iZeron, I think it's because you show up in people that are not subscribed. Forever Blessed, could you see AJ Lee returning? No, and before you even asked, it's not because she's married to Punk. If she wanted to return, she would return. Nothing to do with her husband. Henry Danger, I think you should mention when you're going to do a live stream at the end or beginning of a video. Well, I mean, I tell you guys I'm going to be live after every pay-per-view, and I'm going to be live every Friday morning. And if I'm not going to be live Friday mornings, I try to let you guys know either on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And is that the issue? Are a lot of you guys not following on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter? Supreme Breeby says, no, I don't care how long or short your videos are. I watch PWU every day no matter what. Native Star says, I agree. YouTube, iPod, iTunes. And here's the issue. If I take these videos and I take the audio and I put them on iTunes, cool. But I don't think I can make as much money that way. I don't know. I have to look into it. Kivik Easy. Well, happy belated birthday to you too. Okay, Jeremiah, you say that YouTube doesn't show that I'm live. Well, are you subscribed and have you turned notifications on? That I've been getting told that I'm like, when my videos get posted, a lot of you YouTube doesn't tell you. You have to make sure notifications are on. Well, thank you for that, Frankie. He says he will support long or short videos. Yes, Native Star, we do have a Twitter. It is at PWU. Aaron. Philip Stevenson. Should Aaron Aguilara come back? I don't even know who that is. Okay, I get what you're saying. Just keep reminding people I'm going to be live. So like on Thursdays, just say, hey, I'm going to be live. Gotcha. Promote it more is what you're saying. But that's not even the thing. It's, okay, you guys like to be here live. But the question is, if you can't be here live, I guess what you're saying. Just promote it. Promote the longer shows more. You You ask if they're still doing Extreme Rules. That's a good question. Let me look it up. Let me look into that. I want to say they should be. Tell you right now, Extreme Rules, www.com. Get your tickets now for Extreme Rules. Extreme Rules 2017 will be taking place Sunday, June 4th in Baltimore. Royal Farms Arena. Yes. And it is a Raw pay-per-view. Now that I'm on www.com, I need to go check one other thing. All right. Native sources, I love the live feeds, but maybe my end YouTube ain't showing with notifications on. That's a YouTube thing. Make sure you follow us on Twitter because what I do is I start the live stream and I have a little video that plays and it says, live stream will be starting soon. I have music to play and I have that play. So when I first go live, I can jump over to Twitter and I post, hey, we're live. Here's the link. Boom. So if you follow us on Twitter at PW Unlimited, you'll get notified there as well at the start of every live show. Okie dokie. Let's see. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Oh. Okay. So you guys were asking earlier about Morrow and him being released. He's still on the WWE.com roster page. So as far as that goes, hey, I agree with Sasha Banks right here. Shelton Benjamin should debut Tuesday. I agree with that one. Billy McCluskey, did you think about face cam? As far as me being on camera, I need a camera. That's why I set up the GoFundMe. That's why I'm asking for you guys to donate. That's why I'm asking you guys to buy the t-shirts. Go to the Gawk Box. Donate. I need help raising the money so, one, I can get a new computer so that I can do better videos, get videos out faster, and I also need the money so I can get a good camera. So, yes, I have a lot of plans. I just need help. I need funds. Philip Stevens, should Hardcore Harley and Charlie Haas come back? No. Signature Kevin, JBL is an ass being mean tomorrow. Oh, Lord. Fellow YouTuber Joe Cronin was in the news today because of JBL. And, he asked JBL about being a bully. JBL was like, no, I'm not a bully, and started saying, I do this and this, and I do this, and I help out these guys in Bermuda, but yeah, JBL tried to dispute it, but we all know he did stuff like this to Justin Roberts, and he's like, you don't need to believe what you hear on these internet websites, and yeah, so JBL's denying everything, and Morrow's just keeping quiet. He doesn't want to start any more drama. So we'll see what happens. Vince loves JBL. JBL does whatever Vince tells him, and that's what's going on. Henry Danger, I think Bobby Roode should be called up. No, Bobby Roode needs to stay on the main roster or on NXT and help that brand grow. YouTube Red works. If you close YouTube, it will still play. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. I don't pay for the YouTube Red. But that's cool. I did not know it does that. Well, Andras Sosita says, if you have YouTube Red, you could still listen to videos even if you close the app. Daniel316, yes, would you consider doing Let's Plays of wrestling video games? Now here's where the issue comes up. My old laptop, my old computer, I was able to hook up my PS4 and record video game stuff, and I was going to do the whole 2K17 my career mode. I did one episode, and then that computer died. Now I'm on a backup computer that's super slow, that can't record and run the PlayStations at the same time and all that. So yes, I had a lot of plans. I was going to do my career mode and a universe mode. But unfortunately, the computer I'm using now is incapable of doing it properly. Unfortunately. And now some of you are saying, well, just stream it from your PS4. I could, but then the audio's crap, and it's a big to-do. I just need a good computer. And that's why I ask you guys, donate. GoFundMe.com/help upgrade PWU. Donate. Hit that super chat button. I know Robert Cathy has donated $5 before, and I appreciate that. Go buy the t-shirts, TeePublic Store, link in the description below. And now we've also partnered with Gawkbox, gawkbox.com/PWUnlimited. Chauncey Blowups, can you go live on Saturdays? It depends on my schedule and family stuff. Sometimes I'm busy on Saturdays with family stuff. Sometimes it's Friday, sometimes it's Saturday. Jeremiah Gray, what is SmackDown's next pay-per-view? It's a good question because they haven't said. We know Payback's the next Raw pay-per-view, but let's see. Is there a schedule on WWE.com? You would think Extreme Rules would be the next pay-per-view, but it's not. When's Money in the Bank? Money in the Bank is in June. When's Battleground? Huh. They have nothing for Battleground 2007. Okay. I don't know what the next SmackDown pay-per-view is. They haven't announced it. Oh, shit. So, we're just waiting to see what they announce. All right. Backlash. Oh, it might be. I have heard that they're moving up Backlash. It could be Backlash. Actually, I'll tell you right now if it is Backlash. Could be. You could be right. I didn't hear Backlash. I didn't know it was April. I thought it was like May or June. Or it wouldn't be June. June SmackDown pay-per-view is Money in the Bank. Nope. Backlash is May. That's what I thought. Backlash is May. So I don't know what the SmackDown April pay-per-view is going to be. Or if they're even going to get an April pay-per-view. I think they may just wait till Backlash in May for SmackDown. Daniel 316, thoughts on a Rob Van Dam return? Always would love to see RVD back in WWE. He hinted that he could come back in the fall. But I don't know. No. Signature Kevin says, I heard Bad Blood is returning. No. I heard that was false information. Philip, I don't even know who Voodoo Murderers are. Murderers. I have never heard of them. Chauncey Bullock, I have school on Friday mornings. Oh, sorry. That's why, hey, the live stream gets uploaded to YouTube and you can watch it on replay anytime. I think it's like 15 to 20, 30 minutes after we go live. Once the live stream ends, YouTube processes the video, and within less than a half hour, boom, it's up there live on our Facebook or on our YouTube page for you to watch later if you want. I know you guys like interacting here, so. Sasha Banks, April 30th is the Payback pay-per-view from San Jose, California, and it is a Raw pay-per-view. I have no clue what RVD's doing. I know he did a show over Mania weekend. Bring back Armageddon. Su Yung to NXT needs to happen. That would be a good one. Why British Bulldog not in the Hall of Fame? I honestly don't know. I wouldn't say Byron sucks, but he's not great. Okay, they're in All Japan. Gotcha. As of right now, Andres is asking about Tyson Kidd. I don't see him ever coming back to WWE with that neck injury. Right. Henry Danger. I looked it up too just now. No SmackDown pay-per-view in April, but they're getting Backlash in May. Yes, May 21st, I want to say it is. Daniel 316, favorite game console, PlayStation 4. Anything PlayStation. Sasha Banks, should MVP return? MVP would be great. GWE Wrestling, I'm going to Raw on April 10th. Awesome. Money Me 17, Tyson Kidd's wrestling career is probably over. Probably, most likely. He wouldn't want to admit it, but yeah. Daniel 316, does the Money in the Bank pay-per-view have the Money in the Bank match? It has to, but it's a SmackDown only pay-per-view. Jeremiah Gray, yes, the next TakeOver will be in Chicago. Yes. Well, the stage isn't new. Okay, Daniel Eubanks is saying he saw a new stage in NXT. The stage isn't new as far as... Now, if you're talking about what you saw on this week's edition of NXT, that's because they filmed it Saturday before TakeOver. But at the TV tapings they did on Wednesday, the stage isn't new, but the on-screen graphics, at least on the Titantron and stuff, are a little different. The NXT logo is the same, but the graphics and everything are a little different, are a different. Lanifi, where's Sean Benjamin? He's been out with a shoulder injury. He needed shoulder surgery. He was supposed to come back to WWE a few weeks after the draft. He did his medicals. They said, hey, your shoulder's messed up. You need surgery. He didn't know. Russell 921, you say, I saw a picture of the stitches. Are you talking about Sheamus' stitches? He had like 16 stitches because damn Cass whacked him with a ladder on Raw before Mania. Yes. Lanifi says they take over in Chicago. Crowd's going to be crazy. Sasha Banks says Peyton Royce should go to Raw. No. Alfred Ponce, Canal Heart Foundation, go to the Hall of Fame. Owen's not going to the Hall of Fame. His wife is not going to allow WWE to use his name for anything. Jeremiah Grace says I will go to Backlash in Chicago. Awesome. Signature Kevin, what do you think of Trevor Lee's in-ring ability? Trevor Lee is amazing. I love Trevor Lee. I think he's great, and he would be great in the Cruiserweight division in WWE. He's more of a he's a little more of a brawler, I guess you can say, than one of these like flippy guys. But Philip Stevens, D.H. Smith should come back. He's actually very happy in Japan. He's in Japan, now back with New Japan, and because of that, he gets to work Ring of Honor shows, so he's very happy where he's at. Derek Boakes, E&D should reunite. Billy Mikulski. Will or should NXT come to Raw or SmackDown once like ECW did in the 90s? No, I don't think so. Lanifi, pretty hyped to see Drew McIntyre on NXT. Yes, Drew McIntyre will make his NXT debut next Wednesday. AD the Baller, do you take calls? Not yet, but I may be like very, very soon. That is my next upgrade that I want to do here for PWU. Yes, Daniel 316. I wholeheartedly think that the Money in the Bank match should go back to WrestleMania, especially if they have a brand split. 80 the ball, Eddie Kingston to WWE. He did work a tryout. He did a WWE tryout last August, but he ended up signing with TNA, so I don't know about him coming to WWE. Do we go back to PG-13? Hey, if they want, but they don't want to. Yes, I agree. I don't like Drew McIntyre's new theme. I think he should have just gone back to his original theme when he first came to WWE. Signature Kevin, did you hear Impact? Yes, Aaron Rex has left Impact. I made note of that on Twitter, I believe. Aaron Rex did leave Impact. He said that this isn't the end of his wrestling career. He doesn't think. But he does have other things he wants to do. AD the Baller. What are you expecting out of the Bobby Roode Hideo Itami feud? A good match. About it. It's just filler till Brooklyn when they can do Bobby Roode versus Drew McIntyre is what I'm feeling. Native Star, any word on Kimberly and Crazy Mary Dobson on NXT TV? Kimberly worked the tapings. She will be on TV within the next sometime in April. I don't know which show she's on, but she did work the tapings. As far as Crazy Mary Dobson, I'm not sure. Some say that she may be on her way out of WWE, but I can't confirm or deny that. Should Gail Kim return? She doesn't want to. She loves being with Impact. Well, Daniel Eubanks, you wonder who will be called up to the main roster next? The Drifter, Elias Sampson. Followed, possibly, by Andrade Cien Almas. Alright, Varn Mann. Will Undertaker return? You can never say never, but that's one of those, it's like a Punk. He wants to say he's done. So, yeah. Exactly. 80 of the Baller. Drew McIntyre is using Roderick Strong's first NXT theme. Exactly. Excuse me. Frankie Payne. When New Day comes, SmackDown 1-2 months, they will break up. Could. I know Vince wants Big E to be a singles. Old theme, DeAndre Dukes. Old theme for Drew McIntyre all the way. GWE Wrestling, what do you think of the Broken Hardys? Amazing. It was amazing what Matt was able to do with that gimmick. And now that they can't do it in WWE, I feel like if they're not able to do that in the next couple of weeks, like 2 months tops, they shouldn't do it in WWE at all. No, he doesn't look like Damian Sandow. Elias Sampson looks more like the Macho Man. Dig it. Raphael Henderson, is Mark Henry retired? I don't know if he's officially retired, but I know he was saying that this year's his last. Philip Stevenson, should Beth come back? Nah, she doesn't want to come back. Daniel 316, worst wrestling commentator. Otunga? He's just so annoying. Percy Watson? He's bad too. Percy sucks. Dead Man Taker is gone. American Badass. No. If Undertaker were to ever come back, which I don't think he will, he'll be the Dead Man. He's not coming back on no motorcycle. DeAndre Suicida. Who do you think is next to retire? That's a good question. Oh, I don't know. Jeremiah, I'm going to you guys run out of questions. It's a very good question. I don't know who could retire next. I mean, some would say Triple H, but since he only works once a year and he's pretty much one of the bosses, he doesn't have to officially retire. Robert Cathy says Ember Moon should be called up. I could see that. That'd be a really good one. Yes, ODB number one contender in TNA. Yup. Just going after that Knockouts Championship. Signature Kevin. Anyone remember Eli Cottonwood? Oh, Lord. Sasha Banks says Karma should return. She technically has returned to wrestling. Now, Netflix has a show called Glow. If you don't remember, Glow back in the 80s was an all-women's wrestling promotion. Well, Netflix has a TV show about Glow, like the backstage stuff and how the show came together and everything. And Awesome Kong, Karma, is one of the ladies wrestling on the show. I think she's actually helping, along with Chavo, train some of the girls and the actresses to take bumps and stuff. Supreme Bree, Seth Rollins on SmackDown. What about it? It could work. I don't see it happening. Lanifi, everybody's upset with what's going on with the SmackDown Live Tag Team division. DeAndre Dukes, do you think we'll see more part-timers at WrestleMania next year? Other than Brock? Triple H? Oh, yeah, Jeremiah. Vince really likes AJ. That's why AJ's being considered to move to Raw. If Vince didn't like AJ, he would just leave him on SmackDown and just let him do what he's doing there. But because Vince likes AJ so much, that's why he wants to move him to Raw. Yes, Derek Boak says Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles could main event anything. House shows to WrestleMania. OMG, I can't wait for that match. Yes, those two are great together. If you saw anything they did in Japan, amazing. Raphael Henderson, who will get released next? Good question. I don't think they're looking to really release a bunch of guys. The Simon Gotch thing was just they've been looking to release him, and they finally did. Will Goldberg be at WrestleMania 34? Unknown right now, but it is very possible. Daniel Eubanks, I heard Big Show's retiring. Big Show did say that this was his last WrestleMania. Raphael Henderson, Impact was the first to start a women's revolution, and I feel like they did with Awesome Kong and Gail Kim. Unknown. Forward pair is asking why Revival went to Raw and not SmackDown. Unknown. Yes. Signature Kevin says, anyone remember Luke Gallows as Festus? I do. Vince McMahon didn't. Vince McMahon did not realize that Luke Gallows and Festus were the same person. Luke Gallows actually said this story. I want to say, was it on the Jericho podcast or something? That when he first came in, Vince had no clue that he was Festus, and that was even the same person. Sasha Banks, where's Chavo Guerrero at? Chavo Guerrero is under contract with Lucha Underground, and he is actually working on that Netflix show Glow. He is helping train women on the show to take bumps and do certain moves for the show. Now that The Undertaker has retired and almost all the Attitude Era superstars are gone and NXT are in the main roster, do you think Triple H should run WWE? No. That has nothing to do with who should run it. Jose Soto wants Dean on Raw just for the Shield? No. Jeremiah Gray said Sam Roberts. What about Sam Roberts? WWE superstars, who could be released next? Oh, Money Me says Titus, Darren, Slater, Rhino, Axel, Bo. Titus I can see, Darren I can see, Slater, Rhino, no. Axel, Bo, probably not. They need guys that can just be beat. Alfredo Ponce, any news on the HBO WWE documentary on Andre? All I know is that they've been trying to do that for a long time now, and they're finally, it's in motion. Frankie J. Payne, where's Rey Mysterio? Rey Mysterio is working all over the world. I know he's going to be, I think he's working with Del Rio for Paige's dad soon. He's going to work the What Culture Pro Wrestling big tournament. And he's just working Mexico, and he's just doing shows all over. Signature Kevin says that Triple H wanted to be The Undertaker when he had that motorcycle entrance. Daniel316 wants to know about WWE having a third brand. They technically do with NXT. Oh, I couldn't even tell you who the top 10 guys Vince likes. I mean, You could say, okay, he likes AJ. He likes Roman for sure. He probably likes Kevin Owens. And I couldn't, honestly, without talking to Vince or, like, his right-hand man, I couldn't tell you who the top 10 guys he liked were. It's not known. I mean, I can say, oh, he likes Kevin Owens because he gave Kevin Owens the Universal title and be completely wrong about that. I don't know. Raphael Henderson says Impact should work with What Culture Pro Wrestling. They're working with ITV, which is actually probably bigger than working with What Culture, because if this ITV show really does kick off the way they think it's going to, it'll get better ratings than the WWE does in the UK. Supreme Breeby, this is a really long live stream. Our WrestleMania stream was 2.5 hours. Jaden Harvey, who's in creative and What Culture? The guys that run the YouTube page, I believe. I honestly think What Culture Pro Wrestling is ran by the guys that run the What Culture YouTube page. I don't know that for sure, but Sasha Banks, where is Madison Rayne? Madison Rayne is in creative in Impact Wrestling. She is actually kind of in charge of the women's division. She kind of took that role from Christy Hemme. No. Kivg Easy says you see Rey Mysterio in Impact with LAX. No. Henry Danger, are you tired? No. It's only 10 o'clock here. I usually don't go to bed till midnight 1. Philip Stevenson says, should Sami Zayn come back as El Generico? It'd be funny for him to do for a little bit. Jose Soto, Bogo join Wyatt family. I mean, Bray did an interview recently saying that he wants to work with his brother and that he thinks his brother is very underutilized. Frankie J says, even though Raw has Curtin the Hardys, I'm still Team SmackDown. Jeremiah Gray, is WWE still in talks with Ring of Honor? Unknown. I don't know exactly how deep the talks got, how long the talks, were going on for. I know talks were as late as February, and they could have started all the way back in August. So, Alfred Pont, good question. Is Global Force Wrestling dead? That some of the champions showing up at Impact. Jarrett did an interview recently, and he didn't outright say it, but based off of the interview, he made it sound like that he's going to merge his Global Force with Impact. Raphael Henderson, Impact should bring SoCal Val to work with Madison Rayne backstage. Okay. Signature Kevin, JTG said there's never been a black champion in WWE. I can name a bunch of black champions in WWE. Jaden Harvey says your GoFund count is not up. Go to GoFundMe.com. It's right here on the screen. /help upgrade PWU. Here, I'll put the link in the chat right now for you. If you're wondering. It's in the description too. For some reason, the original... Oh, I see. The one in the description is wrong. The original GoFundMe we started, for some reason... We hit the goal and then got shut down. GoFundMe shut us down. I don't know why. Daniel316, thoughts on Christian to Hall of Fame? Sure. It's a WWE Hall of Fame. No. A13 Entertainment says, if WWE buys ROH, what WWE versus ROH matches would you like to see? None, because it's not going to happen. Supreme Bree is asking, what would you think of WWE buying Ring of Honor? Would it be a disaster? I feel like they're going to buy up the competition. Okay, cool. But the way it can hurt WWE is that they're no longer going to be able to sign. I can't say no longer, but look at how many guys they have in WWE that got most of their early career experience in Ring of Honor. Okay. Kevin Owens, Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, Evan Bourne, even though he's no longer with WWE, Seth Rollins, Roderick Strong, who is now in NXT. Who else came from Ring of Honor that is now in WWE? AJ Styles wrestled for Ring of Honor a long time. Actually, Philip Stevenson, Jimmy Jacobs works as a producer backstage in WWE. Jimmy Jacobs came up with the List of Jericho. Daniel Eubanks, I wonder if SmackDown Live should have War Games. Vince won't do War Games. War Games takes up 2 rings. Vince feels you put 2 rings out there. Yes, Mojo Ring of Honor as well. You put 2 rings out there, that's less seats you can sell. Or, yeah, less seats, less tickets. Henry Danger, if a New Japan or a Ring of Honor had a bigger network, would they be more impactful? Could be. It's really unknown right now. You can say that they could be, but it's really unknown. Signature Kevin Cassisono. Yep, Cassisono. There's a lot of guys that got a lot of early career experience in Ring of Honor that are now in WWE. So you can say, oh, well, a lot of the guys worked indies. Yes, but working for Ring of Honor, you're working big shows. You're working with experienced guys. You're working on TV. So yes. Money Me 17 says WWE needs to stop trying to kill and buy up the training grounds. Chris Gomez says Tim for NXT Creative. Sure. Jeremiah Gray, I run a wrestling company called WEW. Oh, really? That's awesome. Where are you based out of? Alfredo Ponce, does WWE recognize Christian ever winning? Never on TV. They never acknowledged it because it came in TNA. Lanifi, yes, CM Punk started in Ring of Honor as well. Billy Mikulski says Ring of Honor should work with WWE to put the tape library on the network. Yeah, they could do that. WWE wants the tape library because they have so many Ring of Honor guys. Jeremiah says, I run a wrestling company called WEW. I'm in talks with What Culture Pro Wrestling. Cool. What kind of talks? Raphael Henderson, WWE is afraid of competition. Mustafa Salih. Will Emma ever get a title shot? Maybe one day down the road. Who knows? OG Hater. Triple H vs. Shane McMahon. WrestleMania 34. Control after Vince dies. Oh, Lord. Supreme Bree 3345. Do you watch Grimm's Toy Show? I used to, but I don't know. I used to, and then I just stopped. Mo Money Me says New Japan Pro Wrestling would not thrive full-time here in the U.S. The strong style would fade quickly with U.S. fans. WWE biased sports entertainment style. I don't think that would happen. No. I think It's something different, and that's could be a good thing. Let's see. Sasha Banks saying Chris Masters in Impact. Yes, Chris Masters was at the last set of tapings, and he worked as Chris Adonis. Took part in an 8-man tag. I think he teamed with Matt Morgan, Magnus, and one other person. It might have been... Let me Google it real fast. Okay, yes. He worked as Chris Adonis on the last set of Impact tapings. He teamed with Matt Morgan, Magnus, and Alberto El Patron to take on Bobby Lashley, Bram, Eli Drake, and Tyrus. And he has announced that he has officially signed with Impact. Oh, Lord. Never mind. I read that wrong. Supreme Breedby says, who's better on commentary, JB or Josh? JB. Frankie J. Payne, do you watch Wrestle Talk with Ollie Davis? Sometimes. I just don't have time anymore working my channel. I don't have time to watch all these other guys. I'll watch them sometimes. Like, I'll watch JD from New York. I'll watch Joe Cronin. I'll hang with Joe in his live stream. I'll watch Joe's live streams. I'll catch Wrestle Talk. Not as much as I used to. Joe Grimm's Toy Show. Check him out sometimes, but not that often. So, Philip Stevenson, Eli Drake, WWE, maybe. I don't know how long his deal is with Impact, so I don't know when he would be able to. Glenn, if you have any of you watched Hardys vs. Young Bucks Supercard of Honor, yes, great tag team ladder match. Raphael Henderson, I thought Jeff Jarrett was cool with Ring of Honor. Why are they fighting? It's the Hardy thing. Now that Hardys are gone from Ring of Honor, they're not even going to mess with Ring of Honor anymore. Wrangler Dave, I hope my friend at NXT gets more on-screen time. Well, who's your friend at NXT? Forward pair. Why do you think Dean Ambrose hasn't been treated as one of WWE's poster boys like Roman Seth since he never was hurt or put the company in awkward situations? It's just what Vince feels like. I don't know. Vince just doesn't see Dean Ambrose as a top guy. And to be honest, if they weren't doing the brand split, Dean would have never been WWE champion. At least not now, not yet. Jeremiah Gray, me and What Coach of Pro Wrestling talks about getting some of the men to work for me. Well, that's awesome. If you got a website or something, send me a link. You can either put it... Yeah, send me a link. Do you have a Twitter, Jeremiah, for your WEW? I'd love to check you guys out. Where are you based out of? Maybe we can... work together on something. Supreme Breed, do you think Vince will get rid of Kalisto and Apollo Crews? Probably not. Derek Elixir, it's very unknown. Nobody really knows what's going on. Matt's not even sure. Matt thinks he owns the broken gimmick, but Impact thinks he owns the broken gimmick. Billy McCloskey. You want my thoughts on Sean's view? It's kind of one reason why I started this channel. So you guys had someone you can go to give you actual, real news and not some bullshit crap. Yeah, I said it. I used to think, oh, Sean's view, he's got almost 100,000 subscribers. He's got to know what he's talking about. Then you see his videos and it's like, what? So I started this channel to bring you guys, the fans, legit news and rumors and everything. So, yeah, I just stay away from that guy. Alfredo Ponce, no. Asking if James Storm is looking to leave, thinking about leaving Impact, no. He's very happy with being in Impact. Raphael Henderson, I heard Impact was starting a show in India, kind of like with WWE in UK. I haven't heard that. I know they're doing a tour in India. Henry Danger says Dean doesn't have the long, wet hair. Raphael Henderson says Cody Rhodes should just drop the S and call himself Cody Rhodes. I don't know if it works that way. Supreme BB, the rumor is that WWE not helping the Hardys. I don't know what's going on with that. That's a rumor. I don't think the WWE would be financially helping them anyways. Henry Danger, what are the plans for Cassius Ohno? Unknown. Do not know. Because even coming out of these tapings, it wasn't made clear as far as what they taped. Chris Gomez, I think you should start your own wrestling school. I never wrestled. How can I start a school if I've never wrestled? Frankie Payne, do you know Dave Meltzer? Nope. Never talked to him once, never met him. Closest thing is a Twitter interaction. That's it. Signature Kevin, do you think Bram should be Impact champion? It's Impact. Anybody can be the champion over there. Let's see. Brandon Carbone. I physically can't stand Sean's view. Just everything he posts pisses me off, and nothing he says actually happens. Very thirsty for subscribers. Sad. Yeah, it's pretty much. I mean, okay, with my channel, Pro Wrestling Unlimited, last SummerSlam, if you guys remember, I was like, hey, if we can hit 3,000 subscribers by SummerSlam, I'll do a giveaway. And we hit it like 2 weeks. That was a month before SummerSlam. Less than 2 weeks later, we hit 3,000. Now, we are what? When was August? January, March, April, May, June, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So in a year, I got to 3,000 subscribers. Then, in 8 months after that year mark, because August 1st was my year mark, in the next 8 months, we're up to 7,449 subscribers. And that's because you guys have been helping push out the channel, share the videos, like the videos. The more you guys watch and like the videos, the more YouTube puts out the videos and pushes out the videos. So I appreciate everything you guys have done to help, even if you guys don't realize it. Just watching, liking, and sharing the videos helps me more than almost anything. Like I said, in the first year, 3,000 subscribers. In 8 months, 14,000 subscribers. Over 14. Thank you guys for everything. You're literally helping make my dream come true. So, yeah, Jeremiah, if you want to hit us up on Twitter or Facebook, we could talk. Maybe work something out. The Twitter is at PW Unlimited. And then the Facebook, just search Pro Wrestling Unlimited on Facebook. Because I have a background. My background is in graphic design. I can do 3D design. And, of course, video production. Chauncey Bullock says, I'm a Sean's View. Okay, whatever. Wrangler Dave, love your show. By the way, I've pushed your chan a lot of my locker room buddies. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Daniel316, news on Kane. Well, Kane wants to run for mayor in his hometown. And he owns his own insurance company. Chris Gomez says, it's kind of funny how TNA superstars mention WWE and not get fined any money, but when AEW superstars, if WWE really wanted, they don't get fined for saying TNA because they don't go off script like that. Like, if WWE wanted to, they can mention TNA all they want. Mustafa Sali, what's happening with Paige? She's recovering from neck surgery. Raphael Henderson, do you think CZW will ever get a TV deal? Probably not. Not with how bloody and stuff they are. Probably not. Raphael Henderson says, Vice did a documentary on CCW. Cool. I have not seen that. Supreme Bree, I really hope one day you get 100,000 subscribers. That's the goal. Well, actually, that's a goal. The goal is just to grow as big as I can. 1 million subscribers, 2 million. Hey, as big as I can. I'm going to take this channel. Because I'm going to make, like I said, my end goal is, well, not end goal, but one of the biggest goals is to be able to have this as a sole income for my family. And just use this to completely support my family and where my wife wouldn't have to work anymore. All right, Jeremiah, you can just send me a message anytime. You can either message me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or you can email us. Email us. The email is, I'll put it right here in the chat. It is prowunlimited@gmail.com. You just hit me up. Like I said, Supreme Breeby, what's your channel website? I was going to do a website, but there was no interest. So the website kind of died. Frankie J, PWU, officially my favorite wrestling channel. Thank you for that. Billy McCloskey, way better than Sean's View. No BS, no promo. I only got promos when I'm trying to sell my shirts. Pretty much it. And the Gawk Box. If you guys want to donate, it's free for you. Only takes a couple minutes. Go to gawkbox.com/PW Unlimited. I recommend doing it on a cell phone. It's the easiest way to do it. And all you got to do is interact with their website. Go to our link. Then you can either watch a video or download an app. And there you go. Victor Castillo, PWU wrestling promotion in the future. Oh, Lord. I wouldn't even know where to start with anything like that. Yeah. Let's see. What else are you guys talking about? Where's Grand Metalik? I know a couple weeks ago he worked a match on Main Event. Other than that, I don't know. Philip Stevenson, should Rico come back? I think last I heard Rico's working as a cop, like a police officer. Or an EMT or something like that. Matt Riddle claims Triple H is his biggest fan. Triple H is a supporter of Matt Riddle. Triple H is the one who got Matt Riddle in Evolve. Mustafa Salih says, why is Chris Jericho still on TV? Because Chris Jericho is amazing. DeAndre Duke's top 5 cruiserweights. You talking about currently or of all time? Forward pair. What program do you use to edit your videos? I use Photoshop to design all my graphics. And then the main editor I use is Adobe Premiere CS6. And I also, for motion stuff, I use Adobe After Effects CS6. And for 3D stuff, I use Cinema 4D. Frankie, do you watch Con Man 167? You sound like him. Never heard of him. Henry Danger, does W still have main event? Yes, it's on the network. Jeremiah, I'm in talks with Independent Stars. That's great. Like I said, hit me up either on social media or an email. We could talk. Maybe we can do some cool things. Maybe I can highlight you guys here on the channel. You can do some cross promotion stuff. Hey, well, hit me up and we'll talk. Brandon Carbone, Sean's view is probably going to make a video about you tomorrow. He did the same thing with JD from New York before, after he says stuff about him. I don't care. Hey, if he says something on his channel about me, then that'll bring people to my channel that may have not seen me before. So whatever. Hey, I don't care. No, Chris Gomez, I don't think I am. He says that I'm better than JD from New York. No. JD from New York, him and Joe are guys that I kind of like look up to right now, as far as, they're doing very well. And I would love to be on their level. I don't think I'm better than either of them, to be honest. All right, DeAndre Duke says current top 5 cruiserweights. So I would assume you're talking WWE. Neville, Austin Aries, T.J. Perkins, Cedric Alexander, Brian Kendrick. Philip Stevenson, should Sean Daivari come back and team with his brother? No, Daivari's actually running a wrestling school with Mr. Kennedy or Mr. Anderson. Jeremiah Graham booking a show in St. Louis in September. That's awesome. I would love to be working for or with an actual promotion. That would be like one of my dream jobs. Daniel316, do you watch Wrestling with Regret? Yes, I do. Again, I don't watch many YouTubers like religiously or anything because I'm always busy doing the stuff with my channel. But I do catch a lot of these guys' stuff. I know Wrestling with Regret. Brian Zane just had that amazing, from what I've heard, amazing Internet Darlings show WrestleMania weekend in Orlando. I heard that was awesome. Would have loved to have been in the crowd asking questions and just been there. Wrangler Dave says Cruiserweight division sucks. It's what it is. They just don't have enough faith in it that they should. Signature Kevin says, how does Abyss put the face paint on? It looks like he just smears it. And how do they not screw it up? I have no clue because it looks the same every time. That's one talented makeup artist. Oh, okay. I got Mustafa's question wrong. Mustafa says, what's next for Chris Jericho? Because he's... Well, I know in May he's got a lot of stuff going on with Fozzy. So, Alfredo Pont says, any talks with Steven Larson? They use you as a news source. Actually, I did not know that. I've never talked with them, and I've only seen their stuff a couple times. I know they're also based here in California, I want to say. But no, I've never spoke with them, and I didn't know they've ever used me as a source. That's pretty cool, because they're huge. They're like... As far as podcasts go on iTunes, they're in like the top 100 of sports podcasts. So that's huge. They're big. Hey, we all miss the hardcore title, Wrangler Dave. Sasha Banks, they go to SmackDown this Tuesday. That's awesome. Philip Stevens, should Tara come back? No, she's happy running her restaurant. Squared Circle. Broken T Hall. How do you feel about WWE Superstar Shakeup? Who should go to SmackDown? Who should go to Raw? Like I said, AJ could go either way. AJ can stay or go. It'll be good either way. New Day to SmackDown is awesome. Charlotte to SmackDown is awesome. Alexa Bliss to Raw. Good one. But where in California? Fresno, California. Right there in the smack dab middle. Raymond Lanny, what's your take on Alberto Del Rio? Love the channel, love the chat. Keep up the good work. I don't know what to say about Del Rio. He likes to bash WWE. He's an amazing worker. I'll give him that. He's great in the ring. So, Wrangler Dave, I'm in CA. Awesome. California, born and raised. Brandon Skinner says, what do you think is the major thing going to change the WWE? As far as what, though? Like, what can change the entire company? I mean, the company ain't going to change until Vince either dies or retires. Signature Kevin, Kurt Hawkins' return was a waste. Actually, to be honest, Kurt Hawkins' return is exactly what they want. They wanted a guy that they can just beat. Chris Gomez, where do you get all your sources from? For example, like rumors and anything related to WWE. Well, there's obviously, I see stuff on various sites. But at the same time, I do know people within the industry. So I do get some credible sources from people who know people that work in WWE. And I know a guy that kind of works for WWE, not full-time, but part-time, and does get a lot of info from that. So, Frankie J. Payne, have you ever been to any live WWE pay-per-views? I've been to WrestleMania. I was at WrestleMania 31. I've been to SmackDown tapings like 4 or 5 times. I think it's like 4. I've been to house shows like 4 or 5 times. Philip Stevens, should the Bashlams come back? No. Raphael Henderson, Jessica Havoc claims someone in Impact doesn't want her to get signed. I have not heard that. I don't know. Wrangler Dave, Sacramento, nice. Supreme BB Torrance, nice. We're all over. We're spread out here in California. Why would Raphael saying, why would Impact sign Congo Kong? I don't know. What's going on, Luke Clifton? You're back. All right. Let me see something here. Jeremiah Gray, I have a show going on Go 90. I would love if you check it out in June. Awesome. I'd love to check it out. Just let me know. Keep me updated. Wrangler Dave, Raw live in Sacramento soon. Yes. They will be live May 1st in Sac. And then that next night, SmackDown's live in Fresno. I will be at that SmackDown. Already got my ticket. I'm sitting front row on the ramp. I'm not sure exactly where alongside the ramp, but I'm front row right along the ramp. Yes, Lashley has gotten better. Raphael Henderson, did you watch House of Hardcore yesterday? I've never watched House of Hardcore. I've seen clips and stuff from House of Hardcore, but I've never actually watched House of Hardcore. Brandon Carbone, do you think we'll ever see CM Punk return? You can never say never, but it's very unlikely. Like, very unlikely. I think Yeah, no, it's super unlikely. But all right, guys, we hit that 2.5 hour mark, and I want to say it's been good. If you guys want to help us out, I've said it before, we're trying to upgrade the channel. I want to do some different kinds of videos, and I want the live streams to be a little different. But for that, I need money. I need a new computer, and I need a webcam, and I need some help. So if you guys would like to donate to us, Pro Wrestling Unlimited, we have a GoFundMe, gofundme.com/helpupgradepwu. You can always hit that super chat button here in the live stream. Donate however much you want or however little. You can visit our TeePublic store where we have t-shirts. We actually have 3 new t-shirts. And we have just partnered with Gawkbox. And with Gawkboxes, it is you go to their website, you interact at their website, either watch a video, download an app to your phone. It is free for you. And all you have to do is take a couple minutes, check it out. And yeah, gawkbox.com/PW Unlimited. All you do is you take a couple minutes, you interact with their website, and we get the donation. We get tipped. So it's great. Daniel316 says, when are you going to SmackDown? May 2nd. Philip Stevenson says, Shannon Moore, comeback. Ethan Page is underrated. Well, thank you, Raphael. I'll donate you a webcam. Thank you. Gautam Saxena. WWE in India. What about it? They'll go there once or twice a year. Raphael Henderson, Inc. What do you mean? You mean Inc? You mean Money Inc? Chris Gomez, do you think the women's tournament ropes are going to be purple, or is it just going to be regular white? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they're pink or red, because I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they're pink. Derek Boak says you should do Raw vs. SmackDown point system where what show is better each week. I've thought about that. I actually started one like that, a show like that. And then it just, I don't know what happened. There wasn't much interest. Because, if you guys aren't going to watch the stuff, I'm not going to continue to do stuff. I'm going to try and find new things that you guys are going to want to watch. Signature Kevin, have you seen Whole Effin' Show on YouTube at least once or twice? I've heard of them, but I don't think I've ever seen them. Daniel 316 asked about a Mr. Kennedy comeback. I don't see it happening. But all right, let's see. But all right, guys, it's been nice. Whoa, Jeremiah, we can meet in LA or somewhere in California. I'll be out there in May. Awesome. Just let me know. Like I said, hit me up on either Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or email prowunlimited@gmail.com, and we can work some stuff out. But Luke Clifton, my favorite WWE superstar at the moment, AJ Styles. That's only because Daniel Bryan's hurt. But yeah, it's been good, guys. We're going to end this live stream here. Again, if you want to help us out, you can either go to the GoFundMe, gofundme.com/helpupgradepwu. You can go to the TeePublic store. You can go to gawkbox.com/PW Unlimited. Go any of those places. Help us. Donate. We appreciate it. If you donate and we know it's you donating, I'm actually going to be doing special videos and credits and stuff at the end of live streams thanking the donators. So, again, thank you for being with us here for over 2.5 hours. I appreciate it. I appreciate everything you guys have done, helping us get to over 17,000 subscribers here on YouTube and over what are we at? Over 5.8 million views in under 2 years. That's crazy, because there's other people, not to knock anybody, but there's others that have been here for like 6 years and not even close to that, but I'm not trying to be an asshole. So anyways, good night. We'll be live again next Friday. We're live after every pay-per-view. We'll have videos posted tomorrow. If the Undertaker Part 2 for What Do You Think Undertaker doesn't come up tomorrow, it will be up first thing tomorrow morning, though. So, again, I appreciate it. So, yeah. Thanks, guys. Jeremiah says, I will buy a lot of your stuff for my... Well, I appreciate that. I would appreciate that. Like I said, hit me up. We can work on some stuff. Maybe we can cross-promote or something. I can help you guys out. You can help me out. And I really appreciate everybody that wants to try and help us out and help us grow and help us continue to rise, not just here on YouTube, but all over, because I feel like this is more than just a YouTube channel. Yeah, that's what we are. We're a YouTube channel. But I want us to be more than just a YouTube channel. I want Pro Wrestling Unlimited to be like a credible source and to be something that people like, oh, I heard something. I have to go to them to make sure it's right. Or I got to ask. Because you can always remember, you can ask guys like Joe Herman and others. If you message me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, I will respond as quick as I can. So, yeah, I love interacting with you guys. I love it. It's one of the best things about doing this is the interaction with the fans and you guys. So, again, I appreciate everything you guys have done for me so far here in the last 2 years, trying to grow this thing to as big as it can be. Maybe add some new people onto the channel to work with us as far as doing videos with Pro Wrestling Unlimited, for Pro Wrestling Unlimited, whatever you want to call it. But again, hey, Clifton, hit me up on Twitter at PWU Unlimited. We'll talk, see what we can do. But again, thanks guys for being here for over 2 hours and 40 minutes. We're going to end the live stream there. We'll be back. Got some videos coming out tomorrow. Maybe tonight, probably not. It's late now. I didn't think the stream was going to go over 2 hours. I thought maybe an hour, hour and a half. But we got some coming out tomorrow, Sunday. If news breaks, we got it for you here on Pro Wrestling Unlimited. So with that, we're going to end the live stream like I've said about 5 times now. So good night and thanks for being here live.